Anthony Hartwig here with the United Girls Basketball Season Preview and Coach's Corner. We're talking to Cory Leek, the head coach over there. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Really appreciate you guys putting this together and highlighting, girls basketball.
Of course, Coach, and before we talk about all the exciting stuff that United has in store this year, I just want a little recap of last year and what are some of the lessons that you think returning players and honestly coaching staff can take from last year coming into this year?
One of the things that I think we definitely learned last year is, within our league, especially not to take anybody lightly at any given time. Kind of some weird things happened last year with our league with a three-way tie with Columbiana and Southern, and we ended up beating Columbiana twice, and then Southern beat us twice, and then Columbiana ended up beating Southern twice. So it's kind of a weird a weird mix there in our league. So we need to be prepared every night, go out and play the best we can. So I think that's one of the things that we're going to take into this year is definitely not to take anybody lightly and be ready to play and see where things fall at the end of the year.
When you look at last year, what I thought was kind of, like you said, everyone was beating everybody, but it was all kind of about matchups. Like one team matchup just better with the other, and vice versa. What's it like to go through a season where like maybe or at least a league where you match up really well with one team that's really good, but then the other team kind of gives you a little bit more problems just because of the style they play basketball.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Columbiana, we definitely matched up really well with Columbiana, with the two styles that we kind of play are a little similar. Then when it came to Southern, and you have a dynamic player like Ashley Schroeds, that's very very hard to stop, and she had a lot of success against us last year with prior years. Madison Kibler, who graduated, is playing at Geneva, was able to kind of guard Ashley, and you're not going to stop a player like that, but just kind of hold her in check. So I think that's why we had success with her in previous years, and last year we just we struggled a little bit. Addison Blazer, our point guard, she had a knee injury, so she was unable to kind of put full forth the effort to try to stop and slow her down a little bit. And I know the one game at Southern that was a little closer, she had 14 or 15 points in the fourth quarter. And it's just, when the game's close and you have a player like that, she kind of took over in the fourth quarter and did a great job for them. So,
I'm sure you and every EOAC coach out there is more than happy that she is a senior and she went on to the next level. Coach,
wish her
let's
the
talk.
best of luck. Yes.
Yes, let's talk about your team. Let's have a meet the team segment and the roster that you're going to be putting together this year. Kind of shout out the names that are going to be big on the United floor, and I'm sure there are also some new faces that we're going to be seeing as well.
We have a lot of new faces this year. We graduated six seniors last year. A lot of them, the majority of them, have played since their freshman sophomore years. So we have three seniors: Bailey McKenzie, Allie Lacey, and Cameron Cody, that are going to be hopefully take some big steps forward this year. Over the summer, for the first time in our history of our program since I've been around. The team has decided to name those three our captains. Usually that happens, in the preseason sometime, but they're going to lead us in the right way. Uh, our juniors, Abby Jones and Marin Streffler, will be big parts also of what we're trying to do, along with a couple sophomores, Mackenzie Cope, Maisie French, is having some good preseason, some good practices, and then we have two freshmen post players that are coming in that we think very highly of, and hopefully that they can do a good job. Maylee Smith and Reagan Good are going to kind of round out the varsity squad for right now. And we're still looking for some younger ladies to step forward and be ready to help us also at the varsity level. So we have a scrimmage tonight, so we'll kind of get some of that figured out hopefully this evening.
When you lose as many seniors as you did last year, some of the things that I'm sure a coach kind of scratches his head about going into the next season is what's my leadership going to look like. But with the summer where you guys have already decided who your captains are going to be as a team vote, it sounds like leadership is going to be something that you don't have to struggle to get. How much of a blessing is it to have girls that come in and just kind of take up that mantle and are able to step into leadership shoes and lead this team?
I think it's huge. We are, we've been an older team the last couple of years, had a lot of success. Those three girls have been part of three straight league championships, so they know what it takes to get the job done, and they're not expecting anything less. They want they still have that drive. They still want to win. They know it's going to be a harder road for us this year with losing all those girls last year, and I don't know how many teams we don't have a starter returning. So it's going to be five brand new girls out there on day one against Salem here in a couple weeks.
All right, Coach. Now let's talk about your schedule. We mentioned the EOAC and how it went down last year. A lot of players graduated from last year, though, across the league, and now there might be, a little bit of a different look in the EOAC. Talk about what you're seeing out of it and how you expect United to shake up in it.
I think what our thought is to go out every night and play as hard as we can. With what happened last year with the way the league kind of went down. I think if you talk to all of us coaches that we got to share the title and told them, hey, you're going to lose twice to this team and how it went down, we've been like, I don't think that's going to happen. And so I think we just need to be prepared. I think Columbiana, returning the team from last year, they had a good hand of juniors on that team that played a big part. I know they lost a girl this year already due to injury, and that's something that is awful that I've been part of with some of my family members and other girls that we coach. So, thoughts and stuff go out to the Marshall girl at Columbiana. I feel awful for her for that happening. And then Southern's going to be tough again. They you got to replace, which I don't know if you can actually say replace, but they're going to be hungry to kind of win again. I know Coach Scrinjar there is going to have them ready to roll every night. So we're going to have to be prepared to play against those teams. And again, Wellsville has probably the best scoring guard returning. And Bella, she averaged around 20 points a game. So when you have a girl like that, you're going to be in most games. And Lisbon and East Palestine with the new coach, we'll see what they bring to the table. And then you have Valley Christian and Letonia that I know they'll come out and be ready to play every night also.
Coach, there's so much on the line in conference games. It's more, more pressure. But then when you go non-conference, it's all about just trying to get yourself ready for tournament time. Talk about the non-conference schedule this year, some teams that pop up on it, and how much do you think it'll get you ready for the tournament time down in February?
Yeah, non-conference schedule is a tough gauntlet this year. We have starting out with Warren JFK. Starting out with Salem and South Range, we get those two games at home this year. Not sure what Salem's going to really bring to the table with a new coach and everything. I know South Range, we were lucky enough to escape there last year with a 2-point win. But Warren JFK is going to be really good. They only graduated one senior last year. We also have them kind of looking at our schedule here, so sorry, I'm looking away. Beaver Local, we have them on the schedule twice. Marlington's a new team on the schedule, so that's a different style of basketball, same league as Salem, and then round out with East Liverpool, who they have a big post player that we'll deal with the Headley girl from East Liverpool.
Coach, I have to say, when I looked at your schedule and I saw Marlington, I got really excited because not a lot of smaller schools have for lack of a better term, cojones to go into a team like that has gone to regionals, that is winning culture and test themselves in a game that really you want to win, but win or lose,
Yes.
It's just getting you ready. Talk about getting them on the schedule and what kind of excitement that is for you.
It is exciting. We want to, we've been lucky enough that we've had some really good teams the last couple of years, and we want to challenge ourselves, and that's what we want to continue to do as we grow as a team together and stuff. So we want to try to put together, especially with the new face of the 7 divisions. We're going to be in the Division 6 area, so I'm not even sure who we're going to play yet. Haven't really looked any of that stuff up. But to play, Marlington, who's a bigger school than us, and Salem, with the league that they play in, it just, I think, will help us prepare us for our own league games that we want to compete with, and then definitely down the road in tournaments when we're playing schools that are our size in the tournaments. That'll help us out there also.
Coach, usually in these season previews, we wouldn't even touch tournament time. It's way too early. But because of the expansion, I do want to get your thoughts. We heard rumblings of an expansion of divisions last year. It came down, it was official. When you kind of first heard that they were going to 7 divisions in basketball, what were your thoughts, and how much do you think it'll open doors for United to kind of play more comparable schools to their
Yeah.
size in the tournament?
My first thought was I wish they would have done this 2 years ago. So we had a really good squad, 2 years ago with Madison Kibler and Taylor Cope as seniors, and would have been fun to kind of go through that with them. So for this year, though, it is exciting to know that the gap will be a little bit closed. Last year we played Villa Angeles St. Joe's, so in the year before lost to Gilmore Academy. So it's going to be nice to have that gap closed. Hopefully, maybe not as far as trips that we might have to take to go play somebody, but I think it's going to be more exciting. I think you have maybe some more teams from the area that will make a run. I know Southern in our league last year, they were in the district final game. And Columbia always makes a run. So we want to be up there with those two teams and kind of make a run. And, we've always talked about it every year. It's always nice if you're the last team in the county playing, because then the newspaper kind of has to cover you because you're the only team in town playing. So that's always our goal, is to be the last team playing. How far we have to get to do that is always determined how each team's seeding goes and everything.
And YSN will be there all the time too, Coach. You got
Yes,
that right.
absolutely.
Well, you've been a part of these previews before. You know how we end them all the time. We want to give you the chance to talk about your coaching staff. We know that you don't do it alone. You might get the interviews, the limelight, but we know that you have a team of people in this program from middle school on up that help you
Yes.
make United what it is. So let's talk about your staff, who you have working with you this year, and some names that are helping you build up this program.
Yeah, so at the middle school level, we have returning back both coaches from last year, Stacy Zines and Todd Charchette, will be doing the middle school. Expect a lot of big things from our middle school program. We have a lot of young, good, hungry players down there, so we expect them to have a lot of success this year. And it's nice having the two coaches returning, so the girls are ready to go from day one down there. And then at the high school level, Tim, I can't believe I'm losing my my train of thought. Tim Heydrich is our JV coach, and he's returning for his third year along with us. So we have the same coaching staff that we've had for the last couple of years. Tim's doing a great job. We have 21 girls out this year, so we have a lot of dividing the court and being able to go 5-on-5 at each end and go at each other a little bit more than we have. So Tim's, doing a great job with the JV girls down at the other end of the floor. And then Scott Cope is a varsity assistant. And again, he's been here with his daughter being a player, and him being around the program, was a great player at United back in his day. And then my dad also is an assistant coach with us. And, I could sit here probably for another 15 or 20 minutes if you wanted to and talk about everything my dad's done for me within coaching. Everything that I have learned and know is come from him. He's coached for over 30 years in the area, from Southern local to United, Sandy Valley, some different schools that he's coached at. So just a wealth of knowledge from him, and I'm just very happy that he still wants to stick around and help us out.
Coach, we want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about the season. You know how excited we are. The official start date for the girls' basketball season is a week from Friday. But, Coach, when's your first game? When's the first chance that your fans can come out and see you guys play?
We play on the first day that you're allowed to play, on the 22nd of November. We play at home against Salem. JV game will kick off at 5:30 with the varsity game to follow.
That's right. That's how United does it. First day. Let's go.
No waiting out there early. Yep.
No waiting around. I think did you play South Range last year on the first day? I think
we did. Yeah, that might have been Saturday. I don't know if it was Friday or Saturday.
I remember that game was a wild defensive struggle that you escaped to South Range with. So hopefully for the fans, you get another thriller this year too with Salem. Coach, we want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about the season. We wish you the best of luck this year, and we'll see you down the road.
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much for having us, and thank you guys for everything you do with the coverage that you for our school and our kids. And I know our parents and families around and not even in Ohio enjoy being able to watch their youngsters play. From different parts of the country.